Welcome everybody. Let's quieten that music a little bit. This is me, Morn, or Sabo Martin, whatever you prefer. With this here is a first aid kit for cars, trucks, bicycles, and bikes. So, I just bought this because it happened to come across me and I had a little extra money, so I was like, why not buy it, actually? Why not? I don't have one at home. Seems like it has the two Velcro pads at the bottom, so you can Velcro it to anything you want. It's good for 2024 January. Well, who cares? It's manufactured in Kościuszki, Wygrów, which is Poland. So this is imported from Poland. It comes in this perfectly vacuum sealed, fuck. It comes in this plastic packaging, which is waterproof. This is 100% IP55, I would say. But we usually just buy these stuff and never really care about what's in it. And when emergency hits, we just ruffle around. What's in it? Where's what I need? So, this came to my conclusion that I actually want to open this. And if it has missing parts, then get some that I need. There's also the SOS phone calling, which is 112 in all of Europe, and there's a DIN number which identifies what's in it. It's 13164. So welcome everybody. Let's rock and roll. 4. And the sound works good, apparently. So, this was about £3 or €3 or $4, give or take, whatever your currency. But my main pickle with it is, although this is completely water resistant because of the plastic, it takes more time to open it. You can't open it with your fingers unless you have really high fingers. But of course, every Hungarian needs a knife. It's culture. It's a one-handed openable knife. It locks into place. It's a bit dirty, but this is made from Hibben Knives Custom Design, Alaska Professional Hunters Association. I would really like to show this to you. It has a good firm grip on my hand. It has a locking mechanism, so you can lock it. And it's a one hand open, one hand close, because if I press it hard enough, I can just flip it around, press this, and it's closed. So it's single-handed operation. And it makes a cool sound. So, and it's sharp, and it has a good iron on it. So, how would I attack this? How would I attack this? Well, let's take it on the safest route, around the edges. Meanwhile, some classical music in the background so you can listen to it. So, when do you need a first aid kit? When shit hits the fan? No way, Jose, not just then. Anytime you decide that you will be the leader of an event which requires an immediate medical attention, either it be bleeding or organ failure, this is a nice plastic, save it and follow it separately. So, this itself is the water permeable neoprene. I think it's what your cheapest kind of bags, backpacks are made of. It's the thinnest thing you can ever have. I didn't measure its weight, but it's about 20-30 I mean 200, 300 grams, give or take. So on a bike, it's nothing. On a car, it's nothing. On a bicycle, well, if you're going a long route, this is the thing to go. But let's open it. It has standard issue plastic ziplock or zippers, and when you open it, you get nothing. It opens into two pieces. Okay, it opens into two pieces if you keep it in its wrap, and it has a good solid instruction manual that you will not be able to read when you're in trouble. You're not gonna read this. This is for those careful witches who want to prepare first and then panic later. So, allegedly it has bum dressing, and it has it in English and in Hungarian size. And it says other stuff and other orders. So it has bum dressing, 60 by 80 centimeters. It doesn't say how much. I guess it's only one package, but we'll see. It has first aid dressing, 8 by 10 and 10 by 12. And also 6 by 8. Interesting that these are different sizes of first aid dressings. There's also a burn dressing of 40 by 60. And then wound compress, which is a 10 by 10. It's sterile if it's unopened. It has plaster. Varied sizes. Elastic bandages, 6 by 4 meter and 8 centimeter by 4 meter. Vinyl gloves, that's interesting that it probably only has one pair of gloves in it. No, it has 4 pairs of gloves in it. Or 4 pieces. Oh my, 4 pieces, 2 pairs of gloves. So you can use it twice. It's a little dinky packaging. It's good. It's not completely vacuumed out, but it's solid. It could be lighter. Let's put it where the knife doesn't hit it. So yeah, it has adhesive tapes, 5 meter first aid blanket, which is a 160 by 210. So it does have a heat blanket. That's good. That's good. Triangle bandage for those arm injuries. Why am I turning so yellow? Come on. White balance, where you gone? Where you gone? Excuse me while I set up some stuff. Apply, okay, done. Transition. So white balance should be better. This is a completely white paper, although I have multiple yellow LEDs, you know, warm color LEDs. And it has the scissors, which is really handy when somebody has broken something and there's like 4 layers of clothes over it. You really just take this out, and this is really blunt, but this is really, it's razor sharp, man. It's in razor sharp, and it's so easy to just cut up all the dressings, cut up all the wounded area, and it even has a CE logo, certified for Europe. That's fun. That's really handy. Even worth it for this one. £3? Come on, man. £3 for a fucking scissor? It's cheap. And it has instructions, which with pictures, and it has cleaning wipes, which is wet wipes, basically. You will only apply it on intact surface of skin. This is a one use only. If it has the 2 overcrossed, it has obeyed the regulations of recycling. Who the fuck cares? It has a lot number, a sterile, which is ethylene oxide. So if it has the sterile, then it's clean. End date of the product is usually on it. It's all polypropylene if it's marked. It has the CE certification, and it's latex free. Probably that's for the gloves. Let's see, 4 pieces. It's not reusable, so the gloves are unreusable, which is... They only say that because they don't want you to infect another wound with the same gloves. Which is stupid, because if a people is wounded on 2 places, you can't just use a single glove and be done with it. The next pair of gloves is for the changing of the dressing, if that's necessary, and then you're out. So what I would say, include at least 10 pairs of disposable gloves. So I will have to buy that, and I will write it up on this piece of paper. And this is why I opened it. I need 8 pairs of gloves. Preferably sterile. Are these sterile? Doesn't say so. Yeah, this is not sterile. Funny. But it even says... Yep, latex free and one use only. So it's not sterile. The gloves are not sterile, which is important. You can buy sterile gloves. They come in bigger and heavier packaging, so that's why they use this one. Nem stereo. Okay. This is one thing to... Because if you have 10 pairs of gloves, you can use this pack 10 times. And that's important when you're on a journey and you have minor wounds that need this, but you don't want to waste the whole packet because of the gloves. And gloves are important to not catch infections for multiple people. So, we need +8. I will even write this in. Vinyl gloves +8 required. Okay. So let's just go random. I guess let's go totally random of what we pick next. Let's see, this is the adhesive tape. If I understand it. Yep. This is the adhesive tape. Of course, again, non-reusable because it's only an adhesive tape. 5 meters is usually enough for 10-20 uses. It's fine, this is good for these kinds of textiles. Then we come to one packet of 96 by 96 by 136. This is the triangular, which is basically to hold your arm up. This is very important. I'm sad there's only one of it, because you can only have one arm held up, but if you need 2, well, it's interesting, but it's rarely used, although there are many arm injuries, because we do everything with our hands. Although if you only wound your wrist up, you don't need this, because this only needed if it's down from the wrist or up to your elbow. Or even injured your elbow, moved it out of the socket, etc. So, one of this is enough, actually. Let's see. What are these little thingies? These are interesting. These are very interesting. We have 2 packs of cleansing wipe, alcohol-free, which is important, but again, only 2 wipes. I would need, because you're using gloves, you're using something to clean the area around the wound, so I would need 8 more pieces. It's nothing, it's like 2 grams of stuff. So 8 alcohol-free wet wipes. Alcohol-free is not necessary, but it's good to have. Actually, it's good to have. It's 0.5% cetrimide and 0.2% chlorhexidine acetate. Keep out of reach of children. Well, if they can't use it, they shouldn't get near it. So, we have that. We put those scissors away. We have the wet wipes here. So, what's this? These are the plasters. Let's, because these are not sterile. Yeah, one use only, not sterile. We have 4 10x6. We have 2 4x7s. We have 12x2s. Well, 2 pieces. We have 2 2x7s, and we have 4 2.5. Well, this is okay, I guess. But hang on a second. Oh. This one. Actually, what are these? This is also interesting. I happen to come across. This is totally independent of this package. But these are glasses wipes, so this could be good. But I think these are... Yeah, don't use it for LCD. But what is it made of? What is it? These were coming from Lidl, though. They don't disclose what these are made of, so but they come in the same packaging, almost the same packaging. So you can get alcoholic wipes. I know these are alcoholic because they are for glasses, so that's a different idea. But here, the difference between First Aid and normal store-bought. Well, I know this is water-based. These are just normal cheap plastic bollocks. These are the brown ones. I have here 20 plasters in 5 packages, and I'm gonna open this up actually and take them out. So it's the same thing. You have the bigger ones, you have the smaller ones, you have the round ones, which this I don't think I have, but hey, let's open it up and compare. This is 14 pieces, this is 20 pieces. Although this is way cheaper, but yeah, we have the big ones, we have the medium ones. Let's switch it up here. We have 2 square ones, and 1 which is the white kind, 2 which is the white kind. Actually, there's 4 of the white backed one, which is good for showering and not really protecting much against water. These are the brown types. And we have 2 of these finger ones. So that's all we get in this. This is the heat blanket, which you can get gold/silver. Well, no. It is silver, but it's not gold. Anyway, this is the heat blanket. This is very important, although you can get these from eBay for $1, which is not too shabby if I say so myself. Okay, this is invisible, let's keep it there. So this is what you get on a base kit. Now I would add to that 4 of these medium ones, good for fingers and toes. I will add that to that. We have the same, same size but not square. Yeah, the same size as these, but again, these are waterproof. These are made to be waterproof. So I give 1 and 2 pieces and 3 pieces of that, which is the most common size is these. Then we have round ones for those little inky pieces of pimples and punch holes and that sort of things. These are great. Also, again, it's waterproof. And then the smaller adhesive kind. And also 3 pieces of this large one. So by buying this for about, what? It was £1, I guess, 1 to 2 pounds from DM. I can now extend the range of the usefulness of this package. And this is why I opened this up and checked what's in it. Because if I know what's in it, then I know that it's not 14 pieces, but 34 pieces actually now. Plaster, 34 pieces. Now I have a lot bigger variety, and I don't have to search for this. Oh, excuse me, dear microphone. I don't have to search for this box in the bathroom, but I can only go to this one orange box and get everything I want. So this is good. This is good. Let's package it back up. And okay, we're adding a few grams, but these are not that good, but useful anyway. Which is okay in certain situations when you're running out. These are good for holding it in place. The small ones are really useful, especially around children, and the round ones are good for holes. Not those kinds of holes, small poke holes. Like when Rose pokes your hand, pricks you. Pricks? Yeah, it's called pricks, Martin. Don't be a prick, call them a prick. And something pricks you when it's deeper than you thought. And this is good, it's in reusable bags. These are non-sterile, so you have to sterilize the wound if you want it not to be infected. Keep it closed, push out the air, little hole. Well, the more air you push out, the better it gets. But of course, can't really, because again, it's the cheapest plastic packaging that you can afford. Which I could buy 5,000 of these packages for the same price. But press out the air as much as you can under the wet wipes. Okay? It's right there. It's fine. It's great. And I'm gonna disable this for an hour so I can see what I'm looking like. Also, always drink water. That's what this needs. Let's put this away. Let's put these over there. Don't put it near the flame. It's dangerous. So I just added 20 pieces of plaster to it. Okay, what are these big things? These big things are also... they are, again, so it includes 2 pieces of triangular package. Okay. The triangular dressing is 2 hands, so that's good. 2 pieces. I think this is also 2 blankets, but I might be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. This is only 1 blanket. You can buy another one, but it rarely fits in there. So, that's good. We only need those things. Let's see these ones. These are to be able to fix the bandages, which I'm gonna take out next. Fix the bandages next time when you get around. And it's good. It is kind of waterproof, not totally waterproof, but kind of waterproof. These doesn't look sterile, but are they? There's a lot number. 8 by 400. 8 by 4 meter. It's only elastic bandage, so these are again non-sterile. It's used above the sterile thing, and it seems like to be the case that the bottom half is non-sterile things and the top half is the sterile things, which is good because it's easy to distinguish between them. And this was in the top, which I don't like because this goes to the bottom. So let's take out the sterile things, which you have to be familiar with because these are the important parts that you're gonna use. So there's a wound dressing 40 by 60. There's a wound dressing 60 by 80. It's a bit bigger. Smaller wounds, bigger wounds, easy. Pretty easy to is convenient. What is this? This is 6 by 400 bandage. Simple bandage? Elastic bandage. This is the 6 by 400. This is the second of that. So it should be there and not above there. Yep, it should be right there. Should be below, because it's where it's not sterile. And you have to know that stuff. This has the sterile EU, AO marking, so this is sterile. When you're in a hurry, you don't have to just think in two terms. It makes it easy. But also, if you look at it, this is only plastic, this is paper and plastic. Paper and plastic, sterile stuff. Only plastic, infectable part. So it's easy to distinguish, but you have to be on edge. This is sterile stuff. This is packing, so this is not used to go around your hand, for example, or your face. This is sterile. This shall only be used if the wound is bigger than what you can put in these, or if it's a really open wound and really bleeding, then you just package this in to the wound, just pack this whole thing in, and then you have a dressing done. Which is good. So this is the packing stuff. This is the sterile stuff. Let's put that on the right. And then we'll be happy. So we have different sizes of these. Also you can do, but after you open the package, it loses its sterility. It's only one use. So they give you multiple sizes. Yeah, 8 centimeters, 6 centimeter by 8. This is 10 by 12. And this is 8 by 10. So we have 2 8 by 10s, one small, 2 medium, or 1K, 1M, and 1G, which is good. These are looking also the same like this, but in a different packaging. It's good, it's good, it's great. Actually, it's great. Running out of space here, but it's fine. It's fine. What is this? The big thing. This would be the instruction manual, I guess. And I was wrong. These are sterile 10 by 10 big parts. If it's a huge wound, like the size of half my arm, then I would use this above, and then I would use the biggest one to just wrap it around. These are mostly leg wound covers, because your leg is bigger, your wound can be bigger on it. This is good, but it should be with writing outside. That's the main part of what I don't get on this pack, is that the writing faced downside. You cannot read what you cannot see. It's important to see these things, because if you can distinguish something by a glance, then you know what you need to take out. And basically that's the whole pack. That's the whole pack. What could be here? Well, as I said, more gloves is always good. More plaster is always good, because you use these weekly if you have children. One heat blanket is only, as you can see, it shines like a diamond. This is good, but I would advise buying another one on eBay. I will probably buy. This is a one person only, because 160 by 210 centimeters is only a one person. It's okay. You would heat up persons separately in order to stop any infections or catching any disease from each other. That's fine. We have these two triangle ones. These are good enough. They're perfectly good enough. And am I out of focus again? Yeah, I was. Manual focus. Fuck off if you don't like it. These are good because it can fix two hands. That's good enough. Fine. We have 3 huge leg wounds. That's perfectly enough for lots of occasions, like 5 uses of this package, and you will never use that one. These small ones, I would get another pack of 60 by 80 and 40 by 80, 40 by 60, because these get used the most of the time. If you have a smallish wound, if you have an arm wound, if you have a body wound, usually these are what goes on it. And I would really like to have more of these. So I want to buy another pair of these. 40 by 60, sterile, and 60 by 80. Sterile. 1 and 1. I write it up so I know that I want it. Okay. Package it in. And also, don't put it like this, put it above. See the titles. You don't pull it out from this side. You can't. You have to open it and pull it out from that side. So if you see what you use, you know what you need. And therefore, you can just pack these in a little bit, but that's fine. I will put that there. Packing this package is a bit finicky, I would say, but it's interesting that this is, you know, what parts are in it, and these are the instructions. Yep, these are the instructions. So, the signs of life. It moves, it has circulation, it breathes, and it talks. In this order. No! Heart function and breathing is much more important than talking or movement. Movement is also your heart and breathing, so it's weird. This tells you how to measure hearts, you know, where to measure it on there or on your main aorta, how to measure your breathing. It also shows pretty pictures of bullshit. It distinguishes where, if it's a main blood vein or if it's a back vein. It tells you how to dress it. It tells you what to do on a burn victim. It tells you if the joint is out of position, if the joint is just overstressed, which you're not gonna read this in a... Go on an ER training. Please go on ER training. If you're a driver, you had to go. But bikers also are obligatory to go on a first aid session. But if you only have a push bike, you also should know this, because you're a person of traffic. You should know how to dress a wound and not just cycle away when you see the first sign of trouble. Don't be that guy. It also shows if it's broken and how to fix what's broken, what to do. What this doesn't have, and I'm really sad about it, this doesn't have a tourniquet. You cannot stop a main artery bleeding with this kit, which is really bad, because if you're in a car and you only buy this pack and you think it's fine, then you get into a car accident, you break one of your main bones and one of your arteries is leaking. Leaking is a bad word. It's spritzing blood everywhere. Then you need a tourniquet. You need to stop the bleeding. And you can press however many of these and wrap it around, it's not gonna be enough. There's high blood pressure in there. It's 80 to 60 psi. You need to have something that closes off the flow of the arteries. And it doesn't have a tourniquet. And I'm really pissed about that, because it writes it here. If it's an artery bleeding and the wound pumps out blood with the heart rate and it's brightly colored blood, then apply a pressure point. You could press it with your thumb and thumb, you know, the pressure points. And also tampon, you push the fucking thing into the wound. But it has there, you need a pressure poi, or whatever the fuck it's called. A pressure dressing, a wound compress. But the 10x10 is not compressive. Where's the 10x10? This is not compressive. That's bullshit. This big square should be the wound compressing. It's not for that. It's stupid. No. You need a tourniquet. Because not everybody has a belt. Not everybody has 3 feet of rope on them. Although I do, because I make some parts with because you only have what? An adult has 6 liters of blood. This is 1.5 liter. You can't see it, but this stuff holds 1.5 liters. It's 6 cups. 6 cups of blood. That's all you have. If you lose half of it, then you're in a high shock and you might not recover. You go in a coma with half of your blood because there's just not enough oxygen. So not having a tourniquet, bad thing. Go flip yourself. Seriously, I don't like that. But anyway, let's keep on packing. So I think nothing else is really missing from this. You still need to keep the text up when you're packing it, because you want to know what to take out. These ones are not that important. I could even take this out, because you don't need that much. But the tourniquet, man, that's a mandatory thing. You need to have a tourniquet. Like half of your blood vessels are arteries. The other half are veins. What's the chance of hitting an artery? Well, based on that fact, it's 50-50. So you have lots of things for venal blood loss or minor blood losses, but none for arterial? That's stupid. That's just asking to die. That is just asking to die, basically. And just imagine the scenario. You see a car accident. You park up. Both of them are unconscious. You put your pretty gloves on. And you find one of them is bleeding venally. And the other one is bleeding arterially. And you don't have anything for the highly bleeding guy. So you go and treat the bleeding venally guy because you have the stuff to fix it. Meanwhile, while you dress the other guy, the venal guy, the arterial guy just died. Venal guy can take blood loss for 3 to 4 hours. Arterial guy has about 20 to 30 minutes of life left. And if you have nothing to treat it with, he's dead. Whose fault was it? Was it you that you didn't? Or the other part is you try to stop the bleeding of the arterial guy for 20 minutes and he bleeds out anyway. And then you go and save the venal bleeding guy. The same difference. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. And see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that I would put into this above what I've just seen. Is it important? Well, not so much. Is it deadly? Of course it is. Would you like to be the arterial guy that gets saved with a pack that has a tourniquet? I would be. And in my pack, there will be a tourniquet. So that's why I'm writing it up, so I can go to the pharmacy and buy it myself. because it's stupid that the pack doesn't include it. It's not just stupid, it's dangerous, as I've said before. This can go here because it has a place, it's fine. The small one with the small one's perfectly fine. Small one with the small one, perfectly fine. So, the heat blanket, well, you don't really need it. This is for only extreme cases. We only had -14 in our country. This doesn't protect against warmth. That must be covered. This is only good in cold. If you live in Florida, you don't need this. You really don't need this. Put it back into the shelf of the bug out bag. So this goes on the bottom, rarely used, who cares? Triangle dressing, good. Hand injuries are large. Takes out the most of the injuries because we do stuff with our hands instead of doing stuff. And we go places with our feet and we do stuff with our hands. Imagine which one gets injured faster. The hands, of course. Okay. We have this one's gonna be on top. This one's gonna just go on there. You rarely use that thing. Plaster on the most of the tippy top, because that's gonna be used the most. You only need a plaster cleaning stuff on the tippy top, because you need to put it on the tippy top. And then the gloves go also in the unsanitary version. And maybe a glass wipes. Well, let's put one in, just for safekeeping, on the bottom of it. Why not? It's good for not so emergencies, but I know that I have some here, because when you get an accident and you're a glasses guy, and then your glass is gonna get dirty, it's gonna get sweaty, it's gonna get water on it, it's gonna get blood on it, you have to clean it off somehow to see. So you dress the wound, and then you have something to clean your glasses. Actually, I'm gonna put the second one in too. Why not? It's just as useful as the heat blanket, but it's much, much cheaper. This one, well, I'm gonna put in this one because, well, why not have it on? But you really don't need this paper. It's useless piece of garbage. Garbage, I guess, what we would call it. And now, because I repacked this, I know this one is sterile, this one is common and non-sterile. Excuse my coughing while I excuse your non-existence. So, pack it back to its place. I know it takes a bit of noise. I don't care. This is important. Last thing you need is the scissors. This can cut the tape, this can cut the geesy parts, this can cut the poise, whatever they're called, the wraparound things, this can cut easy. This is really sharp, but it's protected when it's closed. It can cut close. It's really, really good. This goes on top because this is what you need the most whenever you start dressing a wound. And now, pack it in on the bottom side. You can just pack it in. It's not gonna get torn. These are hard plastics. I like the 2mm, 3mm plastic. It's good, it's durable. So, what I also need of this is only for wound dressing. This is for mind dressing, not a fucking promotion. Put some pain pills in your fucking first aid kit. You gonna thank me for it. You need more plasters, put some extra in it. And you need some, any kind. You know, if you're allergic to one of the pain meds, put in another one which you're not allergic to. But this lasts 12 hours and starts acting in 20 to 30 minutes. 10, 20, 30 minutes, it depends on the user and of course the amount of blood you have. So put pain medication inside your first aid kit, because The first 10 minutes, first 15, 20 minutes, your adrenaline is keeping the pain away. You can dress the wound, he will be either in shock or pumping adrenaline, which will make the wound not ache. That's fine. You evaded the crisis, you dealt with the situation, everybody's fine, nobody's bleeding, nothing gets infected because we use the sterile stuff, and then the pain kicks in. Now, there's nothing worse than having an injury and then getting all kinds of pains. It's discomfort, but also you can show it to the medic that comes out. Sorry for that kinds of music, but you can show the medic, I took this medication for my pain because I know if I have a big fucking wound on my leg, I'm not gonna stand or sit there in pain and agony to wait for the medics to give me something. And in this country, there's a sad fact that the medics doesn't even give you much medicine. They might give you an IV, but you will gonna get an IV to rehydrate after blood loss anyway. But if you say you have pain meds, they don't have to take out the pain med IV, they can only take out the salt IV, which gives your blood recovery a better boost. So it helps them, but tell them that you're on a pain medication. And never forget to put it in. This is the most important part. And it's gonna be in there, maybe on this side even. It's more important than the alcohol wipes. Put pain medication inside there. That's probably about 3 pounds worth of pain meds. 2, 6, yeah, it's 10 pieces. It's a pound's worth of pain meds. Actually, I would use this one. Why not? Why not? Let's not put the whole package there. Let's only put half of the package there. Because I'm not gonna take out this so often. But if you're in a bug out situation, and you know what? If the world collapses, let's say there's a nuclear fallout and the world collapses, do you know how much these will trade for? People will give you a day's worth of food for a day's worth of relief of pain. It's really important to have this. So instead of putting this in, I'm gonna, sometimes I use this, rarely, but I have some illnesses. This is gold. If we're in an end of the world scenario, pain medication is gold. And this whole kit is also gold. Because you can help yourself with it. Or help others with it, and they will be in your debt. So, keep pain meds on top and brightly readable, and I can also check 2022. So, I'm actually gonna put a little piece of post-it. You know, post-it? The sticky stuff? The icky sticky stuff? Write it on it. 2022. Cut it off. Oh no, actually, let's stick it on it. Stick it on it. Yes. Now I'm gonna cut it up. Because, you know, medication has expiry dates. Keep those. Even though they are still usable after that. But now, I know this is good for 2022. Sterile stuff, good forever. The non-sterile stuff, good forever. This is dateable. So, just put it on 2022. Or if you have a labeling machine, label it accordingly. And 5 seconds. And my pack is 100% better. And I will put those rest of the stuff that I put up here. I wrote this up. I will just visit the pharmacy tomorrow and buy the stuff that I need. Now, for every kind of plaster, will I take this pack out? No! So of course I'll buy another pack of this. But it's cheap. This is for emergencies only. Keep it that way. And now I can just pull it up. And yes, it's harder to put together after you opened it, but it will just fit fine. And you put it up and it's done. And now I have a pack 100% more useful than I had before. So always keep this with you if you're going on a longer than 100k ride with the bike. It's very useful. I know it's 300 grams or more. That's okay. Keep it with you. Also, what I would love to add, which is really important, are water purification tablets. I would say about 3 days worth. That would be 6 tablets. Now, there are a couple of channels, and one of them I really like, and I'm gonna mention you. I'm really gonna mention you, dude, because he's a great channel. He's doing aptitude service to opening MREs and field kits of military. And I really appreciate his content, and if I can find his channel name, then I will broadcast it to the whole World Wide Web. Where is it? Come on, dude. Where is it? Where is it? And he gave me the idea, actually. He inspired, not gave, just inspired the idea of opening this up after buying it. And of course, I lost this plastic packaging, which I could actually attach, but I'm not gonna because I don't like that kind of plastic around me. It smells, it has chlorine in it. But come on, where are you, dude? If you have any questions regarding first aid kits or anything else, leave it down in the comments. I'd like to hear them. I'd also like to hear your suggestions of what to include or what to exclude of this, because I know it has a lot of stuff. Actually, I could pack it even higher, but I'm not willing to. MRE. Where is it? Oh, it's not. Okay. More. So I would like your... There we go. It's Steve1989 MRE info. Channel's name. And Steve does amazing MRE openings and field rations and emergency rations. Like just a month ago he did a 1944 Canadian Army emergency ration. And those emergency rations gave me the idea for tourniquets, for water purifiers, and this sort of stuff, because the military has people thinking only about what to give their soldiers. Soldiers, but that's another topic. It's also holster, pilot survival kit for Vietnam, and that's sort of, he's doing lots of military stuff. He's doing great content, using highly detailed explanations and showcases, and he's even tasting 60-year-old food. Now, if you're not grossed out by that, you're gonna love his channel, and he's proven that even food that's being preserved well can last up to 20, 30, 40 years without having major ill effects. So, check out Steve1989 MRE info on YouTube. I would like to send you guys there because he's great. And always check out your emergency first aid kit before you just plunk it into the back of the car or your package part on the bike. These are mandatory, but what's in it is not mandatory. And that's what I hate. Some of the police, if they really want to fine you, no. Back to Vivaldi. So if they really want to fine you, they even dare you to open it and show them that it's fresh and has ample supplies of stuff. Now if I show this to them, that I'm even prepared and having a tourniquet and more gloves and more wipes and even a water purifier in there, they have nothing to catch on me. And they will actually give me the bravery medal because I know what I'm doing with this. It would be also nice if you had a sewing kit to close up wounds. But I guess for a first aid kit that's really not necessary because you have to know the know-how of stitching together a wound. I actually will write that because there are those little pieces of plasters that are not plasters but pieces of hard plastic with two strong adhesives on each side, which actually replace stitches. So you don't need stitches because these little straps hold together the wounds. So stitch straps, I guess. I don't know the exact English name of it. Strappings. Now if you have those, you can even close large wounds with that. And that's really important because then you don't have to go to the ER to stitch together a wound, which you will see the stitches a couple of years after, 10 and 20 years after. Because these are non-penetrating stitches, basically. So I will also buy at least 10 of those because if you wound like you have a fight and somebody punches you in the face skin is the easiest to take apart, to torn. And when you torn your face skin, you can just quick stitch with these straps and it will heal easy because the skin on the face is really loosey-goosey. So, and you don't have to go to the ER immediately because but you have to learn how to apply them. It's a skill. It's a skill to apply treats to a wound to heal the fastest and look the nicest. But I definitely say to apply those quick stitches and put it into this bag because those can help stop the bleeding and help stop the aftermath of the wound. And if you don't have a huge wound, like, well, you're not gonna see, but I have a little wound here. Actually, it's here where I broke a glass door just by stopping on it. Not that hard, I was a kid. And the glass shard came about 3 millimeters, or I guess that's 1/8 of an inch, next to my artery. And there was no help in 30-meter range. So I was lucky to have the glass shard hit next to my artery and not on it. And because it was a small wound, because it wasn't treated, because nobody cared, I still have the cut mark. Which, although it healed, but I do have the cut mark on there. If I had these quick stitches on me, I would just stitch that together and I wouldn't have that cut mark that hard. It wouldn't be this obvious, I guess. And when you're talking about the face of somebody, we're really proud to have a nice face. So it's good that you're prepared to heal the face without major damage, and you will keep the story because you will always remember every injury story that was major, because these are what we learn from. We only injure ourselves to be able to learn from our mistakes and keep on being a better guy. So keep this where you can see it from the room. Keep this where you know where it is. If you have a labeler and it's in the back of the car somewhere, put this little green-white sticker or first aid something sticker on the door where you store this, so even strangers, like you get injured, and the passerby on foot or on a bike who doesn't have this goes into your car and have to search for 2 minutes to find the first aid kit? No! Label it clearly. First aid package under this. And it will, I tell you, if you have an arterial bleeding and an open wound break of your leg or your arm, random strangers knowing where your first aid kit is when you're unconscious is gonna save your life. So keep this around you in your car. Most accidents are with a car. So label where you keep it and make it obvious. Or keep it in your glove compartment, for fuck's sake, under the seat, wherever. Make it visible that it's there. And then, once in your life, you're gonna say the story who saved your life because you were prepared. And this whole stream, and this will be in a video up on my YouTube channel, this whole thing was in order to remind us. I even lit a candle for my passed down brother. Died some time ago. And this is not about that. This is about be prepared and know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, get the fuck out of there. Seriously. It's better to have one people who knows what he's doing than 100 bystanders don't fucking know anything. And this is why I would say first aid training shall be free for all. Like literally mandatory free training from 12 years of age. Because any 12-year-old can understand how your body works. They have biology classes, for fuck's sake. And if a 12-year-old knows how to dress a wound, even badly, that's still better than a 50-year-olds who doesn't know what to do. So please, keep in mind, be prepared, know what you're doing, know what you get into, know what you're in your pack. Because, see, if I were just poke this at the back of my backpack, when I'm going on a long-range bike trail, I wouldn't know that I'm missing stuff. I'm missing 15 stuff here. That it would be great to have in this pack. Actually life-saving with the tourniquet. So, just do it. Check your packs. Now some of the stuff has an expiry date. Not this, because this is only filled with stuff that doesn't have one. Except for the pain meds, but pain meds doesn't really break down over the years. But keep a regular check, take it out every year, every second year. Put it together. If you use something, replace it. It's easy. Be mindful of what you have and be mindful of what you can do with it. And this is the most important stuff. I will probably, when I have the funds, actually you can support me on Patreon, of course, but when I will have the funds, I will put together a survival kit similar to this, but this is only medical stuff. That will be survival kit stuff. And I will also stream it, put it on YouTube, maybe speed it up, it's fine. But I will not buy, I will check some of the survival stuff, but I will probably put it together on a component basis. Now thank you for joining with me to the memory of my dead brother. I will put two videos up, one on English, one in Hungarian, about this same video. Thanks for joining me. I've been Morn, or Sabo Martin, as you can see on the stream channel name. It was lovely to not have you here, because I had no viewers against bots. But this is great. I learned a lot of stuff. You could learn a lot of stuff, of what more to include here. Keep yourself safe. And not safety first. Mindfulness first. Because if you know what you need, then you know what you can use. then I say you can use your shirt to apply as a tourniquet. But why rip up a perfectly good shirt if you can have a tourniquet inside here? You know? It's easy, and it's actually more effective than just ripping up your shirt and using it for that. Know what you're doing, know how to use those things. Actually, if you're frugal enough, you buy two and you practice. You put some dressings on your nicely healed arm and you practice how you can do it with one hand. Because it might come time where you need to self-heal. And I know in plenty of arcade games it's only press H or press R or press F to heal yourself. That's not life. Sorry to say, but with a press of a button on your dumb phone, you will not be able to heal yourself. You will bleed out pressing a button on your fucking phone. Maybe next time I also include what you need to say to an ER service to be able to find you, because there's lots of cases where the emergency services are not even finding you and they go to 2 towns away and they arrive 3 hours later and you're dead or healed because some good Samaritan helped you. So may the awareness be with you. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your night and check on your knowledge every year. Good night.